This is Module 4, Lesson 14. We're going to be writing linear equations from graphs. So this is going to be in the packet. If you have that packet, if you just have the packet, it's page 13, guys. If you've got the packet as part of something else, it says writing linear equations on the side. Okay, and it's going to be right past Lesson 14. We're going to start out by talking about what a linear equation is. That linear equation is y is equal to mx plus b, okay? And from the linear equation, your m is your slope, which is rise over run, and your b is your y-intercept, where the line crosses the y-axis, okay? So at the beginning here, it tells you, given a graph of a line, you can write its equation in slope-intercept form by simplifying, simply identifying its slope and y-intercept. Somebody misspelled simply. Okay. I didn't make the packet, so sorry about that. Anyway, if we look at this, and we're trying to write the linear equation, y is equal to mx plus b, where b is our y-intercept. It is where this crosses the y-axis. B is your y-intercept. It is the point 0b, where it crosses the y-intercept. M is our slope. It is our rise over our run. And remember, slope is also our rate of change when we're dealing with a word problem. We're working toward getting to word problems. So let's do our M first. It's our rise over our run. You pick 2 points that are on grid lines. See, I've got 2 points here. And you figure out where you're going on the y-axis. Remember, rise over run is change in y over change in x. In the y direction, if you go up, it's positive. If you go down, it's negative. On the x direction, if you go this way, it's like a number line, it's positive. If you go this way, it is negative. Okay, so let's try our slope, rise over run. Let's choose these 2 points, and let's see what right triangle I can draw. I can go up 1, so that's a positive 1. And in the right, and toward the right, 2. So that's 2. My slope is rise over run, 1 over 2. Now, does that make sense? It's a positive slope there. It is going up as I read it from left to right, so that makes sense. Now, what is my b? B tells us where it crosses the y-axis, okay? Now, let's look. Here's our y-axis, okay? Here's our y-axis. Where does this line cross it? Right here at this point. What is this point? This point is 0, -2, okay? So our b is -2. So let's write our linear equation. Y is equal to mx plus b. In the place of m, we're going to put 1/2. Then put our x plus our b. What is our b? It is -2. See, I've added a -2. Isn't subtracting a positive 2 the same as adding a -2? So your equation can look like that, or it can say y is equal to 1/2 x minus 2. Either one of these is correct, okay? Adding a -2 is the same as subtracting a positive 1. Here's our equation. Now let's do this one. We need to find our slope, which is our rise over our run, or change in y over change in x. Pick 2 points. Draw our right triangle between the points. Now what am I doing? I'm going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So down 5. It's a -5. And then in the positive direction 2. My slope is -5 over 2. My b is where it crosses the y-axis. See, here's my y-axis. Here's where it crosses. What is this at? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 0, 7. Okay, so my b is 7. My equation then would be y is equal to -5/2 x plus 7. Okay, now let's try another one. We're looking for our m and our b. Remember, our m is our slope. It's our rise over our run. M is change in y over change in x. Rise over run. Okay, and we're doing our equation, y is equal to mx plus b, where b is our y-intercept, right? Our m, our rise over our run. We find 2 points that are on grid lines, and we draw our right triangle. From here, we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going up 4, and I'm going in the positive direction 1. My slope is 4 over 1. Let's think about that. 4 divided by 1, isn't that simply 4? So my slope is 4. Now, where's my b? My b is my y-intercept. It's where this crosses the y-axis. This is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a point 0, negative 5. My b is simply negative 5. My equation would be y is equal to, in place of my m, I put 4. In place of my b, I put negative 5. Or, if I'm adding a negative 5, it's the same as subtracting a positive. Y is equal to 4x minus 5. Okay? Now let's try this one here. Let's look for our m. Our m is our slope. We are going down 2 and over 2, right? Positive direction 2. So that is down 2 over 2. If I divide negative 2 by 2, if I simplify that by 2 over 2, I have negative 1 over 1, which is simply negative 1. My slope is negative 1. What is my b? My b is where it crosses the y-axis. It would be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? My equation is y is equal to negative 1x plus 7. So I put in for my m and my b. Now, if I've got negative 1x, I could also simply say that is y is equal to negative x plus 7, because multiplying by 1 doesn't change something. Okay, let's look at number 5 down here. Let's find our m and our b. We know our m is our slope, our rise over our run. We find 2 points that are on grid lines. We draw our right triangle. Okay, I'm going from this point to this, I'm translating up 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's up 4. And this is over 1, 2, 3 in the positive direction 3. My slope is 4 over 3 because that's rise over run. My b is where this crosses the y-axis. It crosses at 0, 0, the origin. And we know that our b is always the y value for the y-intercept. Hence, it is 0. My equation, which I start with y is equal to mx plus b, let's plug in our m, it's 4/3. Y is equal to 4/3 x plus b, which is 0. Adding 0 doesn't change anything, so I could call this simply y is equal to 4/3 x. I'll put it over here so you can see it better. Y is equal to 4/3 x, okay? And how about this one? Okay, our m. For our m, we're looking for slope. We choose 2 points on grid lines, and we draw a right triangle. I am going down 2, and I'm going in the positive direction 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Down 2 over 7. What is my b? My b is where it crosses the y-axis, and this is at 2, correct? Y is equal to negative 2/7 x plus 2, okay? Now let's look at number 7. We're looking for our y. We're looking for our equation. Y is equal to mx plus b, right? So let's find our m, and let's find our b, and let's plug them in. So they didn't give you lines for it here. You're going to have to just find it on your own. They're sort of taking baby steps toward getting you independent on this. To get from here to here, I went down 1, 2, 3, 4, down 4, and right 2. So my slope is negative 4 divided by 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. My m is negative 2. Okay, so y is equal to negative 2x. What's my b? My b is where this line crosses the y-axis. That is actually at 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 2x plus 4. Because this point is at 0, 4. Okay, now let's write this equation here. Again, y is equal to mx plus b. We need the m and the b. Take 2 points that are on grid lines, and let's draw our right triangle. Okay. See, we knew this one was negative slope because it was going down. This one's going to be a positive because it's going up. This is going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? My slope is 5, 6. Let's find our b. Our b is where this line crosses the y-axis. It's right there. That's at negative 1, 2, 3. So our b is negative 3. Our equation would be y is equal to 5, 6. See, we're plugging it in here. 5, 6x plus, and our b is negative 3. Or if you're adding a negative 3, guys, that could be y is equal to 5, 6x minus 3. There you go. Let's look at number 9. We need our m and our b. Let's get our m. M is slope, rise over run. Okay. So our m, let's draw our right triangle. Oops, straight up the grid line. Not very good at drawing. I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going up 10, and in the positive direction 2. So if m is 10 divided by 2, isn't that 5? Okay. So this is a positive slope, so we know it's positive. Y is equal to 5x. We need our b, don't we? Let's see, where's b? Here's where it crosses the y-axis. This is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's at 0.07, so our b is 7. Okay. And on this one, the equation, we start with y is equal to mx plus b. Let's do our m, rise over run. This one's going down, right? You know the slope's going to be negative because if you look at it, if you're going left to right, it's going down. This is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Negative 9 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative 9 over 6, that's our m. Okay, can I divide that by 3 over 3, simplify it? Don't I get negative 3 over 2? So my m is negative 3 over 2. We put that in there. Y is equal to negative 3 over 2x. We need our b. B is where it crosses the y-axis. There it is. That is at negative 2. Okay, so plus negative 2. Or you can say, when you add a negative, it's the same as just subtracting. Y is equal to negative 3/2 x minus 2. Okay? Let's look at number 11 down here. Choose the equation that best matches the line shown on the graph. All right, well, sometimes it's easy to get these. Look, all of these, because we know it's going to fit y is equal to mx plus b. Look, I don't even need to worry about the b. Every b they gave me is 5, which is true. That's where it's crossing through. All the difference I've got is the slope. First off, I know the slope's going down, so it's a negative slope. Can't be this one, that's a positive slope. Can't be that one, it's a positive slope. It's going to be one of these negative slopes. Now let's find 2 points that cross on grid lines. There's 2 points that are on grid line. That's down 1 and in the positive direction 2. My slope is negative 1 over 2. Okay. That would have to be this one here. Slope is negative 1 over 2. And then let's look at number 12. I'll show you easy ways to get there. Okay, on this one, it gives me different y-intercepts, right? Positive 1, negative 1, positive 1, negative 1. My y-intercept is at negative 1, so I know it's not this one with a positive 1 or that one with a positive 1. Now I just need to find the slope. We don't see a slope in front of here. But can't I multiply by something by 1 and not change it? So that slope's positive 1. That slope is negative 1. This is going up. I don't even need to do the slope, do I? I know the positive one is the one we're talking about for this one. And then this last page. On this page, we're actually going back to finding the m and the b, and we're going to plot what's here. Now, our b, let's rewrite this as y is equal to mx plus b. Y is equal to, well, what's our m? There's nothing in front of our x. Isn't that 1x? And when I'm subtracting, see, I need to add. Isn't subtracting a 2 the same as adding a negative 2? My slope, my m is 1. My b is negative 2. Let's start at negative 2. And then let's use our slope. Rise over 1. If our slope is 1, that's equal to 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. See how I'm using the slope to figure out where to plot it? And then, guys, I can put a line through these. There we go. I plotted it. I'm off just a little bit. Let me move my little line over a little bit. All I need to do is move it. Well, you get the idea. All right. Let's do the next one. Y is equal to negative 7/5 x. So remember, guys, this is y is equal to mx plus b. My b is 3. My m is negative 7/5. I start at 3. I always start at the b. That's my starting point. It's where I begin. Up 1, 2, 3. It's on the y-axis. My slope is negative 7 over 5. Slope is rise over run. Okay, it doesn't matter which one gets the negative, whether it's the 7 or the 5. You're going to get the same answer either way. You just give it to one of them, because if it were negative 7 over negative 5, that would be positive 7/5. And we're talking negative 7/5, so we give it to one of them. Let's go down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there would be my 2 points. And all I got to do is draw my line segment between them. Extend it on out. Let's look at the next one. Okay, just wanted to see how many m I had here. Let's look at 3. Y is equal to 3x. Okay, we know our linear equation is y is equal to mx plus b. Okay, our m is 3, but we don't have anything for the b. What can I add to something and not change it? 0, right? So our b is 0. We start at 0. This is where the line's going to cross the y-axis at 0, 0. Okay, and then our slope is 3. That means our rise over our run. Well, you don't have anything under there. What can I divide 3 by and not change it? 1. 3 divided by 1. So this, our slope is 3 over 1. That means we rise 3 and we run 1. Up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Okay? Now let's go ahead and let's plot this. Here we go. Okay, y is equal to negative 4x minus 1. Remember, linear equation, y is equal to mx plus b. Our m is negative 4. Our b is negative 1. Because, see, that's the same thing as plus a negative 1, isn't it? We start at negative 1. That's where we begin on the y-axis. And our slope is negative 4. Okay, that means our rise over run is negative 4. What goes under the negative 4? What can I divide negative 4 by and not change it? 1. So I go down 4 and over 1. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Okay? Now all I've got to do is plot my line. Okay? Let's look at the next one. y is equal to negative 16x plus 2. Remember, this is my y is equal to mx plus b. My b is 2. My m is negative 1/6. This means my b, my beginning is at 2 on the y-axis. I go up to 2 on the y-axis. My slope is negative 1/6, down 1 and over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? And we know that it's going down because our slope is negative. So we know this makes sense, right? Number 6, y is equal to mx plus b. Our m is 5/2. Our b is 8. See, they're in the right spots. Okay. So I start at 8 on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I start at 8 on the y-axis. And my slope, my rise over run is 5/2. I'll be needing to go up 5 and over 2, but I don't have anywhere to do that up here. Isn't a negative 5 over a negative 2 the same as a positive 5/2? Negative divided by negative is a positive. So let's do this. Let's go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back 2. Okay? Down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back 2. Okay? Now, guys, look. What this is going to give me is a line with a positive slope. See how it's going up? It's a positive slope, right? All I did was use the fact that negative 5 over negative 2 is equal to 5/2. A negative divided by a negative gives me a positive. I use that to work backwards to get that. 7, y is equal to 1/4 x minus 7. This is y is equal to mx plus b. Okay. What is my b? It's negative 7. What is my n? It is 1/4. We start at negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And our slope is 1/4. That means we go up 1 and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And I can draw my line through the points. And then for the last one on this page, y is equal to negative x plus 4. Y is equal to mx plus b. My b is 4. There's nothing here in place of this m. What can I multiply x by and not change it? 1. So my slope is negative 1. Let's start at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's positive 4, so it's above the y-axis, above the origin. My slope is negative 1. Remember, that is rise over run. So whenever I have nothing there, what can I divide it by and not change it? 1. From here, I go down 1 and over 1, down 1 and over 1. Why am I not going down 1 and back 1? Because it's not a negative over a negative. It's a negative over a positive. Okay, now, we can plot this. Okay. And it shows my slope is going down, which is what I would expect. How about on number 9 here? We're talking y is equal to mx plus b. Y is equal to mx plus b. But look, guys, my mx is here, isn't it? I've got to move these, don't I? This would be y is equal to 2x minus 7. My b is negative 7. My m is 2. The commutative property of addition tells me that I can swap places with these two, right? I'd start at negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My slope is 2. Remember, rise over run, so that's 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Okay? And I can draw my line. How about number 10? Okay, same situation. See, I need this to say y is equal to mx plus b, but these are in the wrong spot. So let's turn these around. Y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 3. See, I swap spots with those. My b is 3. My m is negative 1/2. So I start at 3 on my y-axis. And I would go down 1 and in the positive direction 2. Down 1 and in the positive direction 2. That makes sense. My slope is negative, so it should be going down. Here's my line. Okay. Write the equation of the line shown here. We know y is equal to mx plus b. Our b here is at negative 1. So it's plus negative 1 for the b. Let's find our m. Rise over run. Find 2 points. Rise, we're going down 2, and we're going over 1, 2, 3. Down 2, over 3. That's negative 2/3 x. So let's write it a little better. Y is equal to negative 2/3 x, and if I'm adding a negative, it's the same as subtracting a positive. How about this one? Okay, and your slope is negative, so it's going down. That makes sense. Slope is negative, it's going down. Let's figure out y is equal to mx plus b. We're just looking for the m and the b. The b is where it crosses the y-axis, which is at 0 in this case. Now we need the m. That's our rise over our run. Let's see, I'm going down 1, 2 to make my right triangle between the 2 points. I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So my slope is negative 2 over 4. Can't I simplify that by 2 over 2? And I would get negative 1/2. Okay. So I've got negative 1/2 x plus 0. That's y is equal to negative 1/2 x, because if you add 0 to it, you're not changing it. I can just let that drop. Let's look at number 13. We're writing the equation for this. Remember our equations, y is equal to mx plus b. Our b here is at 2. Y is equal to, okay, let's find our m. We're going down 1 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 1 and over 5. Negative 1/2 x plus 2. That makes sense because our slope is negative, it's going down. Our slope here is positive, it's going up. Y is equal to mx plus b. Let's find our b. B is where we begin on the y-axis. It's at negative 1, 2, 3. Your b is at negative 3, so it's plus negative 3. Let's find our m. M is rise over run. So we went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 7, and over 2. Our slope is 7 over 2. We don't have to say plus a negative. You could say y is equal to 7/2 x minus 3, okay? Now 15, 16, choose the equation that matches it. Sometimes we're going to eliminate things we don't need. We know our slope is positive, so any of those that have a negative slope, see negative 3, it's not that one. Negative 1/3, it's not that one. Our slope is positive, okay? Now, I've got to, these have the same y-intercept, so I've got to decide if the slope is 3 or 1/3. First off, this slope is steep, so I'll bet it's 3, but let's check and see. Let's find 2 points that are on grid lines. Here's one, here's another, okay? Here's another, okay? I'm going up 1, 2, 3, and over 1. Slope is rise over run, so it's 3 over 1. Here's our right answer. And on this one, okay, now let's see what we got. It's a slope that's negative, so we know it's not this one. That one's negative. No, it's not that one. It's positive. This one's negative. Okay, let's look at the y-intercepts. Those are the same. I can't tell there. I'm going to have to check the slope. Okay, so let's find 2 points where it crosses the grid line. Here's one. Here's another. I'm going down 1 2, 3, 4, 5, down 5, and over 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, my slope is -5/4. There's my correct equation. Okay, guys, I think that covers everything that we've got in this particular lesson. We will continue this with the next lesson, but this covers writing linear equations from their graphs and graphing linear equations from their slope-intercept forms of the equations.